Yo, what's up, Shannon? Quentin, Conflict, how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Boy, we got a confusing one tonight. Gonna be a fun slate, but so much is gonna ride on one man, Ja Morant. At least for me, anyway. My entire slate's gonna depend on if he is playing or not. What's up, Kyle? How'd you guys do last night? I didn't do too bad for having no Joker. Got a lot of injury news that is pretty important. We got LaMelo, Bridges we're concerned about. We also got Ja, which I touched on. But another big one is Karis LeVert. Fresh off the road, where you been, buddy? Where you been? Give us a little heart and a little retweet there. It helps tremendously. We're going to dive into it here soon. We're almost 10 viewers. When we get to 10, we will start it up. You know, Jalen Johnson killed me. I don't know how I even done well last night, considering Jalen Johnson was my most owned player at 65%. And then I had no Joker at all either, so it's just a miracle that I was able to do okay yesterday. What's up, Dwayne? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Let's get into this slate. This is going to be kind of a dynamic one. When we get the Charlotte, Cleveland news, we will get that before lock. It's probably going to change a lot. And the Memphis news is huge. Because if Ja plays, you're going to want Ja. If Ja doesn't play, you're going to want Desmond Bane or Jaren Jackson. And also, I know a lot of you might think, got a few names to throw in the pot. I know a lot of you might think, okay, Ja Morant's out, let me play Scottie Pippen Jr. I don't think you can just say that, because the last time that Ja missed, Scottie Pippen Jr. did not start and only played 16 minutes. They started Bane and Kennard and Wells. So, that last game of the night, we're going to have to pay attention to it. Let's hop into it, gents. Go over to point guard. We don't have a ton of people to go over today, so I'm just going to take my time, and if you guys got questions, hit me with them. And half of what I say may not be irrelevant depending on how the injury news breaks. LaMelo, if he plays, I've definitely got interest because he has the highest upside on the slate. But, first of all, I don't think he plays. Second of all, he is having a wrist issue, and that is obvious by his last 2 games, 3 games, 4 games. I'll say last 3 games. He shot 7 for 19, 8 for 21, and 7 for 20. It's pretty apparent that injury is bothering his shooting. So, I like LaMelo if he plays just because he has the highest ceiling, but I will be underweight to him. Because I think even if he plays, something is wrong with his wrist right now. Tyrese Maxey, I don't mind him. I do hate the matchup, but just looking at the slate as a whole, Maxey probably has This is assuming LaMelo and Ja both set. Maxey probably has the highest ceiling on the slate. So, again, I'll have Maxey, but I'll probably be under the field. Donovan Mitchell, I don't mind him tonight. Going against Philly. Had a down game last time out, but the 2 games prior to that, he had 56 and 50 fantasy points. I will say, looking at the numbers, I prefer Darius Garland today, but I'm playing over 300 lineups today. I'm going to have some Donovan Mitchell, and I'm okay with it. John Morant, if he plays, is my favorite play on the entire board. Just a smash spot, but he was a late downgrade with an illness. He wasn't at shoot around. I do not think John Morant plays today. And I doubt we get that news before lock, so that's just kind of the way I'm going to be building for, as if Ja was out. DeJounte Murray, he's going to be a core piece of most of my lineups tonight. It's just a solid matchup. Happy to have Murray. Dude's got a huge ceiling. Been playing some great basketball lately. Happy to get to Murray. Not near as high on CJ McCollum, but this dude does have a ceiling too. And he's not pulling near the ownership Murray is. He's only pulling 27 compared to McCollum's 40. Compared to Murray's 44. Murray's at 44, McCollum's at 27. Darius Garland looks really good today. I'm happy to have him in my lineups. Honestly, a lot of my lineups today, if the news breaks the way I think it's going to, my point guards are going to be Murray and Garland. And I'm okay with that. Let's run that. Happy to run that. But Garland looks great. Don't mind him at all here today. Very consistent player with a bit of an upside. Scoot Henderson, he's not starting. I have no interest in him not starting. The matchup is great, and if you want to get really different, he's only 3% owned. But he didn't start last game, only played 14 minutes and got 9 fantasy points. They're running the same lineup again tonight as they did last night, with the exception of Robert Williams isn't in there. And Fernie Simons, I'm alright running Simons today. I don't think he's getting the ownership he should at 17%. The matchup is great. Really like some Simons today, which is weird. I'm usually on other Trailblazers, but Simons looking pretty good today. Unless we get news that Scottie Pippen is starting, I have zero interest at all. And it looks like the public doesn't either. He's pulling 0% ownership right now. He fouled out I didn't know he fouled out. Yeah, he had 6 fouls in 14 minutes. Holy shit. Luke Kennard, if he starts, is going to look fantastic. Happy to play Kennard. Even if he doesn't start, fine MME filler. But if he starts, really like him. Ty Jerome's just going to be a 150 max filler for me. And we got Chubb's favorite player here, Michik. If Ball misses and they say Michik starting, he's going to be an MME filler for me, but man, his play's been horrible lately. But on a slate with not much value, he becomes value. I think Jose Alvarado's playable. Don't mind him. GPP play though. And then Batten, just okay. Just okay at best. He hasn't really played 20 plus minutes in quite a while, so just be a deep GPV play for me. And no interest in Dalton Porter or Reggie Jackson. The 2 guard, I think Paul George is just okay. Like, I'm not going out of my way to play Paul George, but if I get him, I'm fine with it. I'd much rather play Trey Murphy, honestly. Really like Trey Murphy today. Oi, Chubbs, I was just talking about you, buddy. Talking about your favorite player, Michik. But Trey Murphy I love today. Gonna have a lot of Trey Murphy. Trey is pulling 20% ownership compared to Paul George's 44 right now. I just don't understand it. I think Trey has the same upside. He's cheaper, got a better matchup. Give me Trey Murphy over Paul George today. CJ McCollum, we talked about him. Desmond Bain. I like him if John Morant's in. If John Morant's out, I pretty much love him. Really, really like some Desmond Bain today. Kelly Oubre not grading out too well for me. I'm probably going to get a fair amount of him. Probably what the public's at, 19%. Just because of his price range. And that's about it. I talked about Simons. Sharp played 24 minutes last night. Didn't do much, 11 fantasy points. I don't mind him because he seems to always get minutes off the bench or starting. It doesn't matter. But I'm not expecting much out of him. Karis LeVert, we're waiting to see if he plays or not. If he plays, I don't have much interest. But if he does not play, I think that opens up quite a bit of, little bit of value. I think Kamara is absolutely fine as a value piece, only 5,100. I wish I would have played him yesterday. He played 34 minutes, only 2 fouls, and dropped 39 fantasy points. And he's in the same spot again tonight, just a better matchup. He's still starting. They're rocking the same lineup, just a different center. No interest in Ricky Council tonight. We talked about Luke Kennard. Cody Martin, probably not interested unless he's starting. And even then, it's kind of iffy. Jalen Wells is fine, just a guy you can last piece in, you can throw in. I think he's totally fine whether Ja's in or out. Max Strus, kind of just like everything I said about Jalen Wells, just a worse basketball player. Jordan Hawkins, GPP play, don't mind him. Really like Nick Smith today. Whether LaMelo and Bridges is in or out, I will like Nick Smith. But if they're both out, that's just more usage for Nick. Happy to get to Nick, a dependable value piece on today's slate where we don't have a lot of value. Played 30 plus minutes in back-to-back games. What's up, engineer? Michik, like I said, if he has to start today, then you've got to look at him. Kind of the same thing with Josh Green if he starts. I don't know what kind of lineup I can project yet because we don't know if LaMelo and Bridges are in or out. We don't know if one of them's out, one of them's in, and their conflict goes giving me the update. Seth Curry is out, Miles Bridges, and LaMelo's out, so we're going to have to wait to get this lineup, but this is where our value is going to be. It's going to be Charlotte. So Nick Smith, he's going to be a core piece for me. I'll tell you that right now. I'd really like to see him start a Kogi. I don't think they would, but a Kogi would be very interesting. Oh, you're not going to play Michik, Chubbs? I thought he was your favorite player. I thought you said you was getting a jersey off Temu or something. Moving it over to small forward for now. We're just going to kind of skip over the Hornets until we can get a lineup. Talked about all these guys already. I think Denny looks great today. Don't mind Denny. He's a high upside player. The matchup's great. Happy to get the Denny in my lineups today. Moving it down. We talked about most of these guys. Jeremy Grant, I think, is fine at this price. His price has dropped significantly. Played 34 minutes last night. Had a really good game dropping 34 fantasy points. Don't mind some Jeremy Grant. I would prefer Denny, but they're two very different price points. Yeah, we just seen that, Prince. Thank you, buddy. Hope everyone plays Michik so you can fade. And then Michik drops 35. He's done it before. Look at his game log. 35, 31, 35. And then about this time right here, I told Chubbs, you need to play this guy. And that's when he fell off a cliff. All right. Cody Martin's playing, right? Yeah, we got Cody. No. Yeah, he's available to play. Don't mind Cody. Don't mind him. What's up, Chudy? And we've talked about pretty much all these guys. I think Dean Wade's fine. Don't mind Dean today. Javonte Green's looking like a solid value piece. Don't mind him. Probably going to get better value with these Charlotte Hornets once we get that lineup, though. And nobody else I'm really interested in down through here, other than whatever Hornets are starting. Okogie is very intriguing to me if Okogie could start. Okogie is a good basketball player. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging 1.16 fantasy points per minute. Very intriguing. We get more news? No, this is for tomorrow. John Collins. Man, I don't care about John Collins right now. Moving over to power forward, I already like Jaren Jackson, but if Ja is out, I think Jaren Jackson to the moon. To the moon. If I'm probably able to do that now. I was trying to kind of go value at my power forward spots today, but now that we're going to have a lot of value opening up, Jaren Jackson, Jared Allen, probably going to be my 2 power forwards today. I love them both. Both in solid matchups. Very happy to rock them both. I like Jaren even if Ja plays, but if Ja's out, like, whew, he has a huge ceiling. Yabasule is just okay. Like, if I got him, public's on him 26%, I'd probably want to be around 20, but, I mean, he's fine. Aldama's questionable. If Aldama plays, I don't mind him as a get different piece, only pulling 7%. I get the price is a little high, but Santi has a good ceiling when he gets the minutes. Then, if Santi misses, I like Brandon Clark, 4,200. He's a 1.02 fantasy point per minute player, and if he can soak up all those backup minutes Santi's playing, he will easily pay off 4,200. Yeah, I hear you, Kyle. What's up, Don? He's gonna play whether he starts or not, but I just like him a lot more if he starts. Niang, just a deep GPP play for me. Kind of the same with Justin Edwards. Like, Edwards is getting the minutes, but the team's starting to get a little more healthy. Yeah, I seen that, Chudy. But I just can't trust him. I know you too well, brother. I know you already rocking Missy at center. I already know it. Jabari Walker, I think he needs to be talked about. He's grading out phenomenally for me, but I want him. And I got to point out, I can't remember which one of you guys it was in chat, but somebody asked me about him in chat yesterday, and I said, it's kind of okay. Well, Jabari Walker went on to have 6 steals, dropped 28 fantasy points. In 19 minutes. The man had 6 steals in 19 minutes. I think he's a solid play today. He's not going to start. He's backing up Klingham. But he will be the backup center. I expect him around 20 minutes. And I truly don't mind him at only 3,700. I don't expect him to get 6 steals and drop 28 fantasy points again. But he's 3% owned at 3,700. And I think he could pay it off. 8. I was thinking of playing Klingon. No, done. Klingon's going to be the chalkiest player on the slate. I guarantee it. Speaking of center, moving over to center right now. We got Jaren Jackson. Mark Williams. Honestly, Mark is my favorite center on the slate. My favorite center on the slate is Mark Williams. And I might only have 2 centers tonight. Mark Williams and Donovan Klingon. Those 2 is it. There's a case to be made for Missy. There is. But I was wrong. Missy is actually right now in FanDuel the most owned center. So take that as you will. But love Mark Williams. I don't think that Klingon or Walker can contain him at all. Like, at all. Maybe for you, 8, but he's pulling 0% ownership for a reason, brother. We talked about the power forwards, but Missy, I mean, he's pulling 32% ownership. I get why people want to play him. I get it. But I'm just fading the ownership today. That's my get different pivot today, is just fading Missy. No interest in Daniel Theus with Missy playing. Zach Edey would just be in 150 max MME type. I'm not interested in Bona at all. If you play him, like, you'll be different. Except you won't be different than 8 because 8's playing him. Look at that. Mechic's projection increased. Mechic's projection increased. Did they give a lineup or are they starting Mechic? We got Karis LeVert out. I'm pretty sure they're going to start Mechic. And that's what Line Star thinks too. So, I'm not on Bona. Y'all can play him. In just the deepest of GPPs, I'm talking one lineup out of 150. I think Tristan Thompson's worth a very deep punt. If the game blows out, he plays the entire fourth quarter, he could pay off value. I'll tell you what, just for you, Chubbs, I'm not going to make him core. I can't make him core today because I just like the pay-ups at guard. Yeah, I think Klingon, it's not what Line Star has projected. Line Star has Missy projected as the highest on center, but I don't think that. I think it's going to be Klingon. Well, I refreshed the page and now it's different. Yeah, it's Klingon by a mile. Klingon's 50% owned. 50%. But he's 3,800. Like, it's just going to be chalk you're going to have to eat. I'm going to get different in about 50% of my lineups with Mark Williams because I like him. I think he has the upside. But Klingon's going to pay off 3,800 barring injury, and you can just get different elsewhere. JRE, no interest. Diabate, no interest. Then Klingon, listen, it's a free square today, guys. Over his last 5 games, he's averaged 1.36 fantasy point per minute. But, hey, Dwayne, that's why I'm here, buddy. That's why I'm here. You guys know I don't like playing players off injury, and he's coming off a sprained ankle. I think he is totally fine. I got him projected for 24 minutes, and he is projecting through the roof. I lowered that to 20 minutes, and he was still projecting as the best value. Hey, I love Mark Williams. His game is electric. I love him. But Klingon, he's a free square today, guys. If you need to know where to go, it's probably to him. It's probably to him. And I really want to wait. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to wait until we can get this Charlotte lineup before I give a core. Because if for some odd reason they start a Kogi, I'm going to want a Kogi. I'm going to want a Kogi. Flag plan on LaMelo for me? Well, engineer, I would not do that because LaMelo is not playing. You're going to have a bad time if you do that, Mr. Price. Look at Line Star's projections real fast. Just to look at Charlotte. I mean, I can go ahead and tell you Nick Smith will be a core piece for me. DeJounte Murray will be a core piece for me. I don't think so at all, 8. And honestly, I gotta be honest with you. If Scotty is not starting, I would 100% not play Scotty. Scottie Pippen hasn't been getting minutes. Last game John Morant missed, Scottie Pippen didn't even start. They started Luke Kennard. He hasn't played over 19 minutes since January 6th. I don't know what the deal is with Scotty in Memphis is, but he is not liked right now. He is not I mean, he'll be 0% owned because nobody's going to take that risk unless he start. 1% owned on FanDuel, and over on DK he is 3%, which I still think's high. You know, I was looking at Jackson. I just don't think he's going to get the minutes. I think they're going to cap him around 10 minutes a game until he gets back into game shape. See, did we get news? What do we get? We got Hornets players available tonight. Meechik, Nick Smith Jr., Josh Green, Cody Martin, Mark Williams, Okogie, Daquan Jeffries, Taj Gibson, Diabate, Simpson, Wong. You may have Night Ram. Is it Night Ram or Knit Ram? I misspoke about what I said about game shape. I meant like up to NBA speed. Like, there's no reason for him to play, in my opinion, more than 10 minutes. If we look at Memphis, Bane, we'll just say Ja Morant's out. You still got Kennard. You still got Triple J. You got Edie. You got Jalen Wells, who can play the 2 or the 3. Brandon Clark. Let's say Adama's out. You still got Jay Huff, who for some reason they continue to give minutes to. So maybe he comes in at the 3 spot, but I don't foresee very many minutes for him. Nick Smith's ownership, right now it's at 38%, but I think it'll go up once we get a lineup. Pretty much the entire industry's waiting on the lineup. I think Cody Martin becomes very intriguing. But Okogie's still probably... I'm going to have some Okogie, even if he doesn't start, man. I do not care for Banton tonight. His ownership's 1%. He just hasn't been getting the minutes. 3 straight games, he's been 17 minutes or below. I think even with the injuries, this is going to be a competitive game. And I just don't think he gets the 20 plus minutes tonight. Now, I don't mind him in a GPP play by any means, but I'm not going to have him in a single entry at all. Let's see. Oh, Chubbs, I was saying you wasn't in here. He was my most owned player last night at 65%. I somehow still made money on the night. But I had no Joker, and my highest owned player was Jalen. So I have no idea how I won money last night. No idea at all. Yes, sir, Dwayne. Every day unless otherwise specified. Now, I will let you guys know I'm moving into my new house, which is a couple hours away at the end of the month, beginning of February. So there may be some days there where I'm not able to stream, but the core will still be posted in the Discord for our premium members. Chubbs, I did on DK as well. He killed my DK lineup, brother. I actually still cashed on DK. Every one of my players was on fire except for him. He ruined me on DK, brother. And then I also had some Daniel Gafford too, who he got injured, but he came back in. Still had a terrible game though. That's right, babe. Next weekend. So if you guys got any questions, hit me with them. I'm just gonna pretty much just hang out till we get that lineup. I feel like it. Line Stars got it down though. Michik, Smith, Green, Tijani, Saloon, Salyun, however you say it, Mark Williams. But I just think this makes Mark Williams look even better. He's gotta absorb all this usage, right? He's got to. Michik shoots the ball a shit ton, misses like 90% of the time. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. I appreciate it. Moving into a house that's in a HOA, I don't feel like that's a good thing. Probably gonna be fighting some old man trying to tell me my mailbox can't be the way it is, but I don't like being told what I can and can't do. I live in America. I served in the military. I have a right to do what I want on my own property. Just my opinion. I'm strong-willed when it comes to that shit. When I'm on my property, I do what I want. Yeah, he does. He misses 99.9%. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Come on, give us something here, guys. Something. Did you guys see Pete Carroll's going to be coaching the Raiders? I texted my brother. We're doing a sports podcast. Told him about that. I said, I thought Pete Carroll was in the nursing home. He's 73 years old. 73 years old. Ah, you don't have to thank me for my service. My service was just mopping a lot. Yeah, I love Okogie. I wish Okogie was starting, but there's a 95% chance he's not. But I still like Okogie off the bench, too, honestly. I really do. I think Okogie's gonna go overlooked today. Take a look at his... Yeah, over his last 5 games, he's averaged 1.16 fantasy point per minute. I just think Okogie's my get different piece. Yeah, Jetty, you ain't wrong. You telling me there's a chance? Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We do these shows every day, but I know it's kind of boring right now. We're just waiting on lineup. It's a small slate. I promise when it's a bigger slate, it's a lot more analysts. And I tried. You know what I'm talking about. Analyzing. There you go. Join our Discord. It's free. Linked in the chat. Link down below in the description. After the slate start, you can always reach me in there. I'm happy to help you guys. Wish the Jets got him, but they're the most inept franchise. They're the second most inept franchise, Chubbs. Second most. My Tennessee Titans are the most inept franchise. Tentatively, I got Murray, Bain, Smith, Jr. Obviously, Williams. I don't mind that at all, Kyle. Hope Jaws out. Yeah, okay, we did get confirmation Jaws out. Let's go. Yeah, and I'm a vet, Navy and Army. Got out of the Navy and went in the Army. You was Marines, Kyle? Nice, nice. I get your crayons. I'm just fucking with you. Haven't made the playoffs in 14 years. You can't top that. We haven't. We made it to one Super Bowl and come up a yard short. I was like 8 or 9 years old watching that game, and I legitimately cried. When I was that old, the Titans were my whole life, and I watched them fail at the 1 yard line. Alright, so we're still waiting on the news from Charlotte, but we get Ja out and Aldama out. Like, okay, now we can start formulating this, guys. We still got 35, 36 minutes to lock. We can start formulating what's going to happen here. Hey, I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan, too. Orange is my favorite flavor. Yeah, I got tired of all the gay jokes being in the Navy, so I was like, I'm getting out and I'm going in the Army. Okay, Aldama and Ja out. So now we're gonna have to project, guys. We're gonna have to project who Memphis is starting. The last time Ja was out, they started Luke Kennard, Bane, Wells, Triple J, and Edey. I don't know if they do that again. It could be Scotty P. Who's that receiver again? Dyson. No, that receiver was God, why is my brain not working? I can't even remember right now. It wasn't Kevin Dyson. God, I can't sort by. Well, maybe it was Kevin Dyson. How the hell did they get to the Super Bowl with 3 wide receivers on the roster? Maybe it was Kevin Dyson. I thought it was somebody else. You're from Northeast Tennessee. Remember that one? Brother, I used to live in Southwest Tennessee, man. And I still live in North Alabama, so it was Kevin Dyson. So it looks like Line Star's projecting Scottie Pippen to start. Man, this whole slate just got tipped on its head, didn't it? Even though the news broke the way I thought it was going to. I'll tell you guys right now, off the rip, no matter what the starting lineups are, my 2 favorite low-on plays today are Josh Okogie and Brandon Clark. They're going to go overlooked in your tournaments, and I think they have high upside. I do not think either one of them starts, but I think they get plenty of minutes to pay off their salary. Come on, give us your lineup, Charlotte. Give us your lineup so I can give a core. That's all we're waiting on is the lineup. And then I'm going to give you guys a core, post it in the Discord, and we're going to just breeze through DK. Breeze through, because I know y'all got to get these lineups in. Talking about the Titans, my Jags were 11-3 year. I remember that. I know I was young, but I'm like a sports almanac. And yeah, the Titans' only losses that year were to the Jaguars' only losses that year were to the Titans. The Titans just had their number that year, man. Aaron McNair, Eddie George, Kevin Dyson, Frank Wycheck. Ah, man. Now we have fucking Will Levis. I hate that guy so much. Mayonnaise eating dude. Alrighty. Come on, Charlotte. Give us a lineup. Give us a lineup. See what ownership has done. DeJounte Murray. Big spike in ownership. Nick Smith still high. Michik up to 40%. So, all you guys that hate on Michik, I'm just going to tell you, I'm playing him today. But if you're fading him, hey, that's a big edge. 40% owned right now. 40%. Jeremy Grant pulling a lot at 39. And Klingon did go down. He's only at 38% right now. And I think you get very different playing Missy today. Missy, however the hell you say it. But Klingon pulling 38% of your center ownership. Mark Williams pulling 36% of your center ownership. I think if you want to get different at center today, Missy is a good spot. Leaving lots of money on the board today? Yeah, I'm going to set a rule where I can leave up to $1,500. Thoughts on DK? Maxey, Bain, Smith, Wade, Williams. I don't think you have to play Ty Jerome today, Ronnie. I like it all except for Ty Jerome. Simons, Akogi, Kennard, Yabu. For me, it's the first by a lot. Now, if we get news that Kennard's starting, it kind of evens out. But I like the upside of one a lot more. How many subscribers are we up to? Not enough. We need 1,000 subscribers. That's what we need. Yeah, pretty much. The entire industry is just waiting on this one lineup. I haven't built a single lineup because I can't yet. I know who I think's gonna start, but it could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Plenty of times. If anyone in this industry tells you they are right more than they are wrong, they are lying to you. I've never lived in a HOA, but I've read the horror stories. I truly have. GG Jackson's gonna go crazy today? You think so? I know that I like him more now, but it looks like he's grading out decent compared to the field with Line Stars projections. Homeowners Association. It's pretty much like a neighborhood of old people that get together and they make you sign an agreement when you move into a house in their neighborhood that you're gonna abide by their rules, saying your grass is neat, whatever. Sixers lineups: Maxey, Eric Gordon, Kelly Oubre, Paul George, and Yabusele at center. Yeah, it's okay. He could, Chubbs. The more I look at it, the more I like him. $4,100 guard on DK. I mean, I'll give it to you, but it may change rapidly, brother. Right now, it's going to be Scottie Pippen Jr., but that's only if he starts. I think Cody Martin is a much safer play. I would rock Cody Martin if it were me. Refresh. Ain't got nothing. Oh, there we go. Hornets. And then they're going small. Michik, Smith, Green, Martin, and Mark Williams. It's going to be Donovan Klingon done. I think Kennard might have a higher upside, but he's just not worth the risk when you don't know if he's starting or not. Michik, Smith Jr., Martin, Green, Mark Williams. Okay. Okay. We got the starting lineup. Start building a core now. My first core piece is going to be DeJounte Murray. I love him today. Oh, shit. I'm on DraftKings. Where's Murray? Here he is. Point guard position, DeJounte Murray. I love Mark Williams tonight, Shannon. I do. Next core piece going to be Michik. No, I'm kidding. I ain't going to give y'all Michik. I love Michik tonight. I'm going to be all over Michik, but I told you I'm not going to give him to you as a core piece. Next core piece is going to be a little different. That's a small forward. Josh Okogie. Really like Okogie tonight. I don't think he's going to pull the ownership he should. Looks like his ownership come up. He's at 22% right now, but that's a lot lower than a lot of guys on just a 3-game slate. We're going to move it over to power forward, Jaren Jackson. Love Jaren Jackson today. The 2 guard, Cody Martin for me. I still love Nick Smith. I'm going to have a lot of Nick Smith, but Cody Martin's pulling less ownership, and I like him just as much as Nick Smith. We need one more player, guys. One more. And it's going to be center. It's going to be Mark Williams or Donovan Clingan, one of the two. I'm giving you 2 options. I'll run it both ways, but I'm going to opto it and post it in the Discord, and then we'll get the DK after we see what our lineups look like. And guys, I think this is absolutely a slate where you can have 4 players from one team. It's only a 3-game slate. You can have 4 players from one team. That's totally fine. So let's see what we're getting here. This first lineup don't look too bad, but I actually prefer the second one here. And this is totally dependent on Scottie Pippen starting. I'm 50-50 if he will or not right now. 50-50. But I told you guys, Jarrett Allen and Jaren Jackson, I love them both tonight. I want them both tonight. I also really like Desmond Bane. Sign me up for the second lineup. I'm happy to have it. On a 3-game slate, I think that's okay, Don. It gets you different. I'm going to leave a rule where I can have up to 1,500 left off of my lineup tonight. Moving over to DK. Now, DK is actually pretty similar. It's Value City over here. You can do what you want. My first core piece on DK is going to be Michik because he's only 3,400. I said I wouldn't give him to you on FanDuel. I didn't, but on DK, I want to have Michik at only 3,400. The 2 guard, Nick Smith Jr. and Cody Martin, I like them both. They're both fine. I might revisit them. But I'm going Josh Okogie over here as well. Still, low owned at 21%, which I know that sounds high, but on this slate, it's kind of lower than most. But really like some Josh Okogie today, and at 3,200, it's going to be so easy for him to pay off salary. At center, Donovan Clingan. I think at 4K, he's just a must in your lineups over here. You could run 2 centers today if you want, but at 4K, you can build however the hell you want to with him. Then my last piece, it's got to be Mark Williams. It's a dual center build for me today. Getting 3 Hornets in there, but it's going to give us access to Desmond Bane. It's going to give us access to Jaren Jackson, Tyrese Maxey. This core is so cheap, guys. And anyone that's new here, let me tell you. Let me just post this in the Discord. Let me post this in the Discord, and then I'll say what I was going to say. I play over 300 lineups a night. When I give you guys a core, that's not me saying I'm playing these guys in every one of those lineups. They will be my most owned players. I will set a rule where I will have them X amount, which it will be the most on the slate for me. Alright, we got that posted. Let's see what we're getting here. So like I said, this first lineup, I get Bane, I get Triple J, I get Paul George, I get Darius Garland. You guys know, I've talked about those. I like those guys. Like, happy to rock this. Happy to rock this. The second lineup looks solid. I mean, all these through here. I'm happy to rock those. That's right, Shannon. That is right, Shannon. John Conchar's projection is 8. Conchar hasn't played real minutes since January 6th. I don't think that he's going to be thrown back into the rotation. Cavs starting Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Wade, Allen. We already knew that's who they were rocking. Spiders ownership is 30.6 and Maxey is 32.4. But I'm going to start building in the background. I'm a free resource here for you guys, so if you have any questions, hit me with them. That's what we're going to do. Kamara or Grant? That's a great question. I actually like them both. Let's just look at the Portland team as a whole. It would be Jeremy Grant. I think Grant does have a higher ceiling. If I was picking between those two, it would be Grant, buddy. You have no Cavs players? I know you play on DK. I don't think it is a must. I would want maybe one, but I don't think it's a must by any means. Cody Martin plus Mark Williams or Trey Murphy and Missy. I like the Cody Williams side better. Yeah, CJ and Trey are both lower owned than DeJounte, for sure. I almost never play for a blowout. These teams are pretty different. I mean, you can play Gorgeous Nang. Tristan Thompson, I think, is a solid one. Justin Edwards, if you think it's going to be a blowout. But yeah, if it's a close game, I think George is a big contributor to it. Do I like Yabasule more than Grant? No, I do not. Yeah, Spider without a doubt will be lower on than Desmond Bain. Like, without a doubt. Yeah, of course, Don. Denny is 14.5 and Grant is 34.2. So Denny much lower owned. CJ, Murray, Meachik, Nick Smith, Bain. I think that's absolutely fine. I don't really care for McCollum today. I just prefer Murray or Murphy over him, but that's absolutely fine. I like Paul George, but I don't like him as much as the public is on him. Power. Simons, Maxey, Meachik, Smith, Murphy. Yeah, I like that, J-Stone. I like that. That's solid. Looks like I'm getting a lot of Jeremy Grant, which I'm okay with. Garland a better play over CJ? I think so, Chubbs. I really like Garland today. Jared Allen would be my favorite Cav. Second favorite Cav would be Garland. Denny 19.2, Grant 25.18. Hey, maybe it will be 8. I hope it is, buddy. I hope it is. That's okay. They're both going to be super owned power. And I think they grade out about the same, honestly. So, yeah, I think you're completely okay with that. So, pretty much the core is my most owned players. Yeah, I think Missy is one of my favorite get different plays today, Jay. He has a low floor, but his ceiling on a small slate like this can break the slate. I'm a Grizz fan. I just don't really care for Edie. Trey, by far 8. Meechik, Smith Jr., Wells, Triple J, Williams, Murray, Denny, Simons. Absolutely. I think that lineup that you just posted is different enough. Like, it's not super chalky. I like that, buddy. Looks like everyone in the industry is projecting Scottie Pippen to start. If that's the case, Scottie looks great. And if he doesn't, you should be able to pivot to Kennard if Kennard's starting. So, looks great. Happy to run him. Garland, Murray, Meechik, Nick Smith, Bain, Murphy. Yeah, that looks great, Chubbs. I'm happy to run that. Yeah, Scotty's ownership is huge now. 8. He's 24.1%, which on this slate that's not huge. It's just a lot higher than it was. I would if I was you, Chudy. Pippen, Grant, or a Kogi Simons. I like a Kogi Simons if you're going for a takedown in a tournament. 5100 last spot on FanDuel. What? Oh, 2-guard. 5100. It'd be Cody Martin. If you already got Martin, it would be Meechik. So Martin or Meechik. One of those two. Of course. Dwayne, you got any questions? I know you said you was gonna start asking more questions in here. That's what I'm here for, buddy. You got questions, hit me with them. Now we'll try to help you the best that I can. Yeah, I'd play that for sure, Don. I would definitely play that. I have no issues with that at all. What player do I have the most of on DK? I'm running DK right now, and I will let you know. Give me just a second. About to run 150 lineups on DK, so we will see. Let's see here. My most owned player on DK is Mark Williams, followed up by Jaren Jackson. Mark Williams and Jaren Jackson. You think you're going to be buying a Bona jersey tonight? Is that who you're rocking? Let's go. Let's make some money. And as of right now, I do think that Scottie Pippen Jr. may start. Looks like the whole industry is thinking that way. If he doesn't, I would absolutely pivot off to Luke Kennard if you can. That's the way I feel like it's going tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Finally just finished my lineups. Of course, that's why I'm here, guys. You don't ever gotta thank me. I just want to see you guys take down, win some money, succeed. That's all I want to see, guys. That's all I want to see. Bona dia. 4 minutes lock. You guys got questions? Hit me with them. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our Discord. It's free, linked in the chat. It's a fun time in there. You can ask me questions even after the slate locks, and I update you guys with news. I will at you when there's late swap news. You can ask questions about anything on the slate, really. Oh, man, I hate hearing that. But hopefully you made money. DK's going to be very chalky tonight, I feel like, Engineer. Pippen Allen or Missy Garland? Truly love them both. If I was just picking, it would be Pippen and Allen. It's more chalky, but it's safer. Missy Garland, I think, has a good upside and is much different. You will be much less owned on that side, Chubbs. So if you already have a get different piece in your lineup, I would rock Pippen Allen. If you're really chalky already, I would rock Missy Garland. Yeah, and I will tell you, I had 0% of that, Stowe. I have no idea how I had 65% Jalen Johnson, 0% Joker, and still made money last night. Blew my mind. I actually finished in the main in the top 80 with Jaren Jackson in my lineup somehow. Or not Jaren Jackson, Jalen Johnson. Sorry, Jalen Johnson. He's really good, Kyle. He's really good. I don't think any player's ever an auto lock, but he's about as close as you can get. Good luck, Conflict. Hope you nothing but the best, buddy. Oh, yeah, it was Engineer. That's another thing I think saved me is I had a lot of Okongwu. All right, guys. Looks like we are locked. If you have any questions tonight, please ask me in the Discord. That is what I am here for, guys. Well, then I'm out of here. If you need anything, I'm in there. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. Have a wonderful night, and I hope you win some big money. See you, fellas.